So welcome to Double Take, being F and F podcast,
I'm for real.
and I'm Fallon, and we
we
are
are
F
F
and
and
F
F.
in that order. On our podcast, we catch up with one another and talk about things relating to life, pop culture, and trends through our individual lens of life experiences. So with that, twin, where have you been?
I've been here, there, and everywhere. You know
Yeah.
how I do. I did a panel yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw the
Yeah.
flyer on social media.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah.
I meant to ask
Appreciate
you
it.
how that went.
Appreciate it. It went
Good.
really well.
Good.
I think I dropped some nuggets, some jewels. First of all, it's about mental health,
Mm-hmm.
particularly as it relates to LGBT, particularly trans community,
Yeah.
which is just a huge thing
Oh, I'm
that
sure.
like we need support around
Yeah.
and resources. So I was on the panel particularly about spirituality with regards to the LGBT community, and so I think I dropped some good nuggets, and I saw some eyes get wide when I said certain things, or
Mm-hmm.
a few little amens from the crowd. So I'm like,
Okay.
okay, that landed,
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
there were other times where it's like I don't even know if that
Uh-huh.
resonated or not, because
Yeah.
sometimes you need the people to talk back to you to really know.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
either way,
Yeah.
I think it was what I had a lot of fun on it. So I was kind of like, dang, it's over already, because I was as you
Enjoying.
get, I was enjoying it, and I
Mhm.
was warming up. So I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, I was just getting warmed
I was
up.
just getting started. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but anyway, that was dope. Like I said, the mental health segment was really good because it just really brought some things to light. I mean, I had my own epiphanies around things I may do, as coping mechanisms or survival mechanisms that I didn't even realize. So
Wow.
yeah, that was insightful.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it on that. Like, other than that, I just been riding around the music, doing me,
Yeah.
working, taking care of
Yeah.
my baby girl, and
Mm-hmm.
trying to be the best me I can be.
That sounds real good. That
Yeah.
sounds real good. Well, I'm so glad that the panel went well.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. I'm sure you dropped some gems.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And
I
I'm sure
appreciate-
people got some takeaways. Even the things that you may have felt like not sure if they landed. Maybe people have to process, and then they probably, will think about that and be like, okay, that was insightful.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And
That's good.
too, like that's only like my probably second or third time being on a panel, so I think I'm getting better and better with.
That's
each
what I was
time.
going. I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I feel like okay, it's still kind of, I don't want to say a practice mode, but I think it's only up from here. So
Yes,
I give myself that
100%.
grace that you may not have just done everything like right or as good as other people on the panel, but keep at it. type thing.
100%. That's exactly it.
Yeah,
It's so fulfilling, I'm sure, to be able to pour out. It sounds like you got
Absolutely.
something too,
right.
which is it's a reciprocal type thing,
Right.
But what a blessing to be able to pour into other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I gotta own it more like that I'm in that world, because I'm up there on the panel and they like, tell us a little bit about yourself, and everybody else just rattling off their credentials, and I'm just like, I'm for real.
Yeah.
Because they ask like, what's one thing about you, and all I can really think, well, I'm a father, which is a big deal to me at this
Yeah,
point in my life.
100%.
So I think that's why, that one thing about me, like, that was what I wanted to represent. But granted, at the same time, I could have also filled them in on who I am, like why I can speak to some of these things.
Yes.
And why I was selected to speak on some of these things. Like, no, I'm Coach Pharrell, I'm a spiritual life coach. And so I really could have.
You better get that bio ready.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Little elevator pitch of sorts, because
Yes.
they was rattling off their credentials.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, bring it back to me. Really spin the
right,
block, because
exactly.
I got a little more I can say.
100%.
So really just owning it more,
Yeah.
I could do a better job of, because, I just like to come in, drop my gems, and then I'm out. Like, I'm not going to say that's like bragging on yourself, but
yeah.
I just, just kind of still see myself as kind of more or less regular. So, but like I say, just really owning it in those spaces, and showing people why I deserve to be there and why I was chosen.
That's important. Well, I love that you had that like that you recognize that,
For sure.
in yourself. So the next time you're going to be prepared with that and be
Yeah.
better. It's, you just get better and better,
And I think,
as you mentioned.
yeah, and I think on some level, I kind of knew that already.
Yeah.
But then, I'm just trying to answer the question that was asked. Like, you ain't really, had you kind of went, I don't know, I felt from
Oh, I
the
feel
question,
you. I feel you.
you didn't ask for all
Yeah,
that.
I feel you.
But maybe
I feel
either I'm just not in tune with it enough to even say it when I, and recognize that that's what they want from me. Or I don't recognize, okay, no, this your moment to talk your shit.
Yeah,
I missed
sure.
that. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that kind of moxie where people, oh, you asked for this, but this what you finna get all of this.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Well, we both kind of struggle with that humble spirit and just
right.
kind of being more on the humble all the time. So
Yeah.
that's something I'm learning too. It's just to,
because
not you don't have to be haughty or braggadocious,
Right.
but it's just saying, this is who I am. These are the things that I do, and just
Yeah.
like you say, owning the
it.
space
Yeah.
that you've been given to take up in the world.
Right.
God gave us all that. That
Exactly.
same right. We all had that same right.
Yeah, exactly. Because to your point, like the fact of the matter is, I'm actually doing a disservice to God when I downplay. See, like I gave you that
100%.
to say and do, and you know, so
Yeah.
how you gonna act like it ain't
Yeah.
nothing? Like nah,
Sure.
you know, when you take those props and that moment to really express, that is giving me honor and glory
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
deposited that in you and you were a yes
Sure.
to that thing, you know. So
Sure.
embrace it all the way.
Yeah, we are. We represent His glory.
Yeah.
100%. That's true.
So don't downplay. You downplaying God at that point.
Yeah, sure. Well, I could go on and on.
Yeah, for sure.
Just on those type of topics alone.
Yeah.
But I ain't been on no panels or nothing like that here lately.
Hey, don't matter.
But,
you doing your thing in other ways.
True. I'm like dealing with the parenting type stuff.
Okay.
That's kind of more or less what comes to front of mind when it comes to catching up at this
Yeah.
point.
You on a panel in your own home, like. You know
Ooh,
what
I
I'm
like
saying?
that.
We all on
Ooh.
a panel of sorts in one way or another. We putting
Yeah.
ourselves out there and
Sure.
being expressive. So
Sure,
you
100%.
can call that a panel.
Call that a panel. I love that. So yeah, I've been telling you I'm big on here lately, going to the grocery store on Fridays.
Mhm.
It's been a game changer for me.
Yeah.
I don't like going to the grocery store, and I normally go on Saturdays, and it ties up my day.
Mhm.
So I don't know why it takes me so long in the grocery store. I think for one thing on Saturdays, you compete with more people. So
Yeah,
it takes
definitely.
longer because it's like kind of crowded.
So you gotta be willing to get in and out. Like go at 6 a.m. or
Yeah.
7.
Now that part.
Get in and out
That
early.
part. And I can't
but-
seem to make that.
Right, because you got other obligations at home that prevent you from being able to go that early.
Yes,
So.
exactly.
Right.
So I'm like competing with everybody trying to look at the tomatoes. I gotta wait
Mhm.
my turn,
Right.
or I'm so particular that I gotta look at the tomatoes. I can't just grab a few. I gotta look at them, squeeze them. That one. So everything just takes, I feel, longer because I am particular. I think that's a part of it.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, start going Friday evenings. I just power through. We get in. We seem to kind of do better timing wise too on Friday evenings. And then my Saturday is free of having to go to the grocery store. And that is so
Nice.
liberating
Yeah,
for me.
I'm sure.
So liberating. So I tried it yesterday. Yesterday was Friday. I said, okay, we're going to the grocery store. We're going to get that out the way. But my son, Duke, also needs some new school clothes. So I said, okay, we're going to go to this grocery store over here, not close by our house, because they have other stores around there where I could go look for him also some school clothes.
like
He needs some new khaki pants.
Two
Kids.
birds, one stone.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
Baby, dealing with a 3-year-old. He is potty trained, but it's like I don't know if at that stage they don't recognize like that they can hold it, or if they don't say something until like it's
Until,
urgent.
like,
Yeah, I gotta go like right now.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I kind of had to go, but I ain't say
Nah,
nothing.
say nothing. Now.
Yeah, now
It's
it's like we
go
don't have no.
or-
Yes, exactly. So I'm not sure. Maybe it's a little bit of both. It's on, and I know it's on me as the parent to take him and be like, you can't depend on a 3-year-old to be like,
Mama
it's
used to
not
make
all on
us
him.
go.
Make you
Make some.
Go make
I
some.
don't have the people. Make some.
whether you have to go or not.
Whether you have to go or not.
And that's what I've started adopting with him too, because it's so true. Because he will wait until like we got seconds,
Yeah.
And I have a travel potty that I got off of Amazon that we keep in the car. So that's easy to just, before we go in the store, you gonna go,
Yeah.
Baby, why the travel potty not in the car?
Uh-oh.
I thought about it on my way to get in from school. I'm like, dang, I want my potty. But I ain't feel like turning around to go back home because I was almost at the school when I thought about it. I'm like, dang, because we took it out the car for another, we going in my husband's car to go.
Another car.
So then it's like it take too long for it to make it back into my
or
car.
you buy two, one in each car.
Now that's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea because for some reason it's hard to get it back
To get it back
in
and
the
forth.
car where it need to be. Now
And then it becomes one more thing that you have to keep up with and
and
remember and do.
100%.
Yeah.
And which is why I was in the situation I was in yesterday,
Yeah.
where I'm in the store, and I think because we were trying on pants. You know how when you pull your pants, it's like,
Yeah,
okay, I
it's
got to
like,
see.
Yeah. Automatic.
So I think that's what made him like, So he like, Mom, I got it. The bathroom in the store is out of order.
Of course.
I got a 3-year-old that has to go right now.
Take him on the side of the building.
That's what my husband, when I got home.
You got a boy.
Robert Lawrence was like, you should have just let him be in the bushes. I was like, well, I wasn't even, I don't think like that because I don't have that part. So I'm not thinking about being in the bushes. And I said, I feel like he going to be a mess anyway because I don't feel like, I don't have the confidence that he really know how to do that, you know. So I feel like either way he going to make a mess.
Go on himself.
He made a mess. He had an accident, ended up having an accident because I couldn't get him to a bathroom in time despite my efforts. And then, but we in the stores and I said, okay, do we have to go home at this point? Because you messed up. We got to go. I mean, you had an accident.
Had to change your clothes, or?
I had one, but you know, what I had was still kind of more summery in our little backpack. I needed something that's like some pants. I had shorts, and it was a look. And it's evening, like it's so that coolness was coming back around. It's getting
breezy,
cooler. It's a little more breezy. So I didn't want to put shorts on. I said all I got is shorts. But the stores that we were at, the store in particular, had like everything 40% off. I bought some $7 little pants, put on them. I had to buy a new pair of shoes, but everything was 40% off. I bought them these little shoes, put on socks. So I'm spending more money than I had anticipated, but this is how bad I don't want to have to put off going to the grocery store. No, we're going to make it across into this grocery store.
We're going to buy you an outfit.
We're going to buy you something to put on.
So we can keep going
so
with
we
our
can
original
stick to the plan
of getting these
oh
groceries today.
Yeah. Because that's how bad I did not want that still lingering over my head. Now I still got to get to the store, and we did not fulfill our goal. So we had to I said, no, we're going to persevere through. At first I was like, we going home. And I was like, you know what? No, we're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
So we persevered, had a little outfit change, and we made it to the grocery store as planned. Good. And got on home. And so to your point, I needed another travel potty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few takeaways.
Yes, a few takeaways.
Travel potty.
Yes, for every car.
Weather appropriate clothing as a backup outfit.
Yes.
And when all else fails, let the boy pee in the bushes.
Let him pee in the bushes. Yes, I got it now. Won't happen to me again, Okay. But what is life? What is parenthood without those instances?
Yeah. They keep things interesting.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Things stay interesting.
They do. They do. You have a story to tell. And then you feel like, stuff is not a big deal. Like once you've been through it once, it's like, it's not a big deal. If it does happen again or little stuff happen, you'd be like, oh yeah, it's okay. You'll be okay. No big deal. He was telling me there's apparently a virus going around in his school. People are vomiting and diarrhea and stuff. But fortunately, he is not seen to be affected by it. Knock on every piece of wood I can find. And so, but on the way home, or like he'll tell me like, Mom, my tummy hurt. That's gonna make my tummy hurt. So I don't always really like. Sometimes he would just be kind of saying stuff. So I'm like, okay. But he told me on the way home he had to throw up. We've been here before where he's been throwing up in the car while I'm driving. Baby, stick your head in. If you got to throw up, just put your head in your little. We had gone by, which we don't really eat.
Doggy bag.
Yes, we try not to eat a lot of fast food, but we went by a fast food place that he's been wanting to go to, and they gave him like in the little kids meal, it was like a little Halloween type little bucket thing. Baby, use your bucket. We'll be home in a second. Yeah. It's no big deal. We've been here before. I don't have to. You don't even get all worked up anymore. Right. You'll be all right.
It's just part for the course.
Part for the course. It comes with the territory.
Yeah. That's parenting.
That is parenting. So, well, it was good catching up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I also wanted to touch on like what I've been listening to.
Yeah, 100%.
So I was riding to that Glorilla album.
Yes, I like Glorilla.
Yeah, I do too. I think a lot of the women are really just doing it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they talk their shit and they are empowered and they getting their money, and I love it. I really love what they have to say. And then, even like as a guy, I'm kind of like, I'm pulling up to some Glorilla. I got to be okay with that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't knock it. She cool. Because I'm at the light, like, wondering what other people are thinking. You probably don't have these kind of thoughts.
No, I don't.
As a guy, you pulling up to the light or whatever, or you pull up to the spot and you bumping a female rapper, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like testing your gangster or your, manhood a little bit. But I've had to, just be okay with all that. Cause, like, they talking they shit and they really doing their thing to where it's like, nah, this where it's at. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I got over that hump, but I just really like her spirit. I like her genuineness. I think she's genuine. and you know,
Definitely.
a
I
go
feel a
getter.
level of authenticity.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
she, you know, she be boosting me up. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm the shit. Like she make me feel better about me. So it's
Mhm.
motivational in that way, and it's
Mhm.
affirming in that way. So I think you know can't miss the additional benefits and the jewels that's within the packaging.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of flack about you know Kurt Franklin being on the album and Kiera Sheard and
Oh, I didn't
um,
even know he was on there. So is
hmm
this the Glorious
I think it's called
album?
Glorious.
Yeah,
I know
because
it's
I've been
just
seeing it come up on my album because I listen
yeah,
to Wannabe like every day, and I've been
yeah.
seeing the Glorious
I
stuff
don't even think
come
want to be
up.
on the album.
That's on everything.
Yeah,
But I've been seeing the Glorious stuff
the
starting to
one,
come up like
ye-
more like first
yeah,
on my Apple Music. So I'm like, oh, okay, so this the new stuff.
yeah.
Okay,
So
but
you
I
know,
hadn't seen all the song lists.
yeah,
Okay.
and it's just you know, I think people just be looking for content. So you know, that's just one more thing they can talk about and criticize. You know, Christians for the church for, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fine all in all. You know, I think Kurt Franklin went live the other day and was like, "Why everything got to be, you know, y'all want everything so perfect." And he gave examples in the Bible of people that were not perfect. You know, but then we want this perfect version of Christianity, which I thought that was valid. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of look at it more like, you know, like we are human and this is just an art form, and I think that can be a genuine part of her story like any other
100%.
part. You know, she is religious. Like if you watch the
She was
podcast she did on
raised,
Club Shay Shay,
yeah.
like she was raised
She
pretty
was,
religiously. So
yeah,
you know, if you train up a child,
yeah.
Andrew, if that's
That
what you
don't
say to
leave her.
believe, that
Yeah,
does not leave her.
yeah, that's
So it's
true.
gonna come out in her artistry, just like any other aspects of her. And you know, you may not be as extreme as some other songs may be, but you have your thing. You may be rooted in a belief system, but then you still have your
Mhm.
ways. You may veer from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, if you believe a sin is a sin is a sin, well, then even if you slice it like that, you know,
Mhm.
it's all right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I actually like the song. I don't have no problems with it. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, y'all just trying to make something out of nothing, man.
Mhm. I'm
So,
gonna have to listen to it.
yeah.
I like I said, I hadn't looked at the entire song list. I listened to a song or two from that latest body of work, but I didn't go through like the song list and see. So I didn't even realize Kurt Franklin and
Mm,
Kira Shear were on the album.
yeah, yeah.
Well, you know, I love me a good old good old
Yeah.
gospel song. We was
Yeah.
raised on gospel music
Oh,
ourselves.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely. It's
yeah.
my ear still just, man, I go
Yeah.
up on some gospel. It's
Every
just,
day, KCOH on the way to
yep,
school. Michael
yep.
Harris.
So,
So,
shout out to Michael Harris.
mhm.
Not that he's ever gonna see this, but
Yeah. You never know. Somebody
Yeah.
might hear it and send it to him if
Yeah.
they know him more.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, every day. So it don't leave you. I know that for sure. So
Right.
I can see why that she would have incorporate that because
Absolutely.
I know on that Club Shay Shay interview she was saying, you know, she was raised on like Yolanda Adams and that was the kind of stuff they would listen to. So
Right.
she
You know what I mean? A name like Gloria, Hallelujah. Like
yes, yeah.
you
It's
know,
literally in her
it's
name.
literally
Yeah. So
what she embodies. So
yeah.
that's the highest praise. So
Mhm.
when you look at it like that, I think it's
Yeah. Well, I know we have some other things to discuss
yeah.
with regard to our topic for today, our double take
Yeah.
topic for today. What we talking about today, twin?
Shoot, I think you just said it. Being twins.
Being twin.
Just
right, being twin.
what that all encompasses. You know, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows.
Yeah, yeah. All the things. All the things twinning.
All the things.
All the
twinning
things
and
twinning.
winning and grinning. And
Yeah. You know, I hadn't really thought about it, but like this whole like now they be like twin. You know,
yeah.
it's
to
almost
represent like a best friend or
yeah.
you know, like
yeah.
you a part of me or we kindred.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Everybody want a twin.
Everybody want a twin.
Uh-huh.
You know, and we that off top. We just
Outside.
you know, that was just
Yeah.
ordained. That was just in the cards for us. So
blessed to be born with
Right.
that already.
yeah,
huh?
yeah, for sure. And then that may speak to too where people think they want something. But they don't you ain't really had to walk that out to know exactly what that's
True,
about. You quick
true.
to use that word real loosely, talking about twin.
Yeah,
But you don't
yeah.
have none of the, you know, the heartache of that, or not heartache, but like the downside or the
Yeah.
disadvantages.
There's
of that.
always a
You
two
know,
sides
right? It's
to
two sides
to every coin.
every coin,
Yeah.
and you don't know that side. You just
Yeah.
they just your twin because of all the good things, you know,
Yeah,
about
sure,
them. I doubt you
sure.
say, or maybe you do, but you used to call them twin when you mad
When
with
you
them.
mad with them too. Yeah, they
Yeah.
your twin in and out of season.
Right, exactly.
Yes. Well, that makes me wonder though. Do people have twin envy? I wonder. Like, I wonder if people looked at us
That's a good
growing up and
question.
stuff and
I
was like,
I think
"Oh
so.
man, I wish I had
I
that."
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think people have more or less kind of said that too. Like, I wish I had a
Really?
twin. You know, so to hear that, you kind of hear
Yeah.
that.
Now that you say that, I think I have
Uh-huh.
heard that before.
Yeah,
I hadn't thought of that in a
yeah,
very long time.
yeah,
But yeah, I guess so. But then that goes back to just being envious of something you never had,
yeah.
and you
Sure,
don't know all
sure.
that
That it
that
comes with.
encompasses or
Yeah,
comes with. So how you envious of something that you don't know?
yeah,
You'll get a twin and be like, okay, I'm good on this.
yeah,
This ain't all I
yeah,
thought it would be.
yeah.
So
Could be. I think I was kind of doing a little research and I came across an article about twins, and it's from what I understand there is a Twinsburg, Ohio. Make sure I
okay,
get
hold on. You ain't tell me we was doing homework and research, and you
well.
coming with the
I was
facts.
just looking up some things.
I would have done some too.
Well, you
I can
good.
read.
You, of course you can, and you good. But so there's a Twinsburg, Ohio. I guess that's the name of the city.
Okay.
And so every year rather, they have like a Twins Day. They have like this annual festival.
Oh,
Where
we ought to go.
I was gonna ask you. You want to go to
We can
Twinsburg,
go ride.
Ohio
We
one
turn
day?
that thing out.
I wonder if it's people that look like us that
We'll
go.
be when we go.
When
We gonna turn that thing out. We twin. We in here. What's up?
They were saying like twins as well as other multiples. So like triplets,
Okay.
quadruplets.
I
but
want just a twin.
I
No
feel
shade
y'all
on
like,
the wrist.
okay.
I want just a twin thing, because then they be trying to get out of shine. It's
Yeah.
5 of us. Okay.
They make it a competition.
They
huh?
make a competition. Nah, we just want twins there.
Twins. So I saw the word in the literature, siblinghood. This type of siblinghood. I had never thought about it as like a
Okay.
siblinghood.
Yeah.
But one of the questions that the reporter that kind of wrote the article was saying was when they would ask like, what's the best part about being a twin? The overwhelming answer though was like, you have this built-in best friend.
Yeah. I would agree.
And I would agree with that
I
too.
would agree.
I would
And
say
that-
that's been
I
our
get-
experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I get why that's like the thing to envy. If you were gonna envy any
Yes.
aspect of it,
And I think that's what people
it's
do.
okay. It's
you
the
have
built-in
that.
friendship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Having that built-in bond, that
Mhm.
social connect. You don't have to seek it
Right.
anywhere else. You know,
Right.
we all want
Which
to be
I wonder.
accepted or have
right.
that level of connection with somebody.
Yeah.
And when you just get it naturally,
Yeah.
when God just gave it to you
Just
from
gave it
birth,
to you, yeah, from
that
the
is a
womb,
blessing. Yeah.
Contraception, like we was
Yes.
there
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But I wonder if you know I don't know. I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, it talked about the article also talked about like, how you have identical twins, you have fraternal twins. And so apparently, identical twins is one egg that was fertilized and then it split. So you have exactly the same,
Right.
like pretty much
Pretty much
DNA.
almost same DNA.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you can't get no closer than being yourself
Right.
than your twin.
Being
Like
your
y'all,
twin. That's
y'all almost are the same
almost are.
person. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
from a biological
From a
standpoint.
from that standpoint.
Right.
And then fraternal twins obviously is two eggs, and they were both
Fertilized.
fertilized, but
Mhm.
you could have different sets of genes because you came from two different eggs and
Right.
two sperms. So you're definitely siblings, but
Mhm.
genetically, you kind of have your own kind of set
Makeup.
of genes. Right. Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
So we really just siblings that were just incubated at the same time and
but I don't.
born
But,
at the same day. We're
yeah.
not really
but do we
like
know
the same person.
Do we really know if we identical or fraternal?
Well,
That's
Mama
always the
says we
question.
not.
She said we not.
Yeah, she says it was 2 eggs.
She
She says pretty definitively.
Yeah, that it
there
was
were
2 eggs. Oh, okay. But it's so crazy because we look so much alike and we got so many of the same like tastes and
But I think
likes and preferences. But some of that
but
could have
some
just
of
been
that's
being
just-
raised
one,
together.
we're siblings, so it's
Yeah.
not uncommon for siblings to look a lot alike.
Well, that's
There are
true,
some
but we
siblings
look-
like y'all look just alike.
Yeah.
So I think there's that. And two, we were raised in the same household,
Yeah.
literally every day together. We may
Yeah.
have some
Yeah.
similar likes and dislikes, just
100%.
off the strength of that. I don't know if it all relates back to us being twins. Maybe it does. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
I
I think
don't
there's
know.
a possibility not.
Yeah. Some of it could be nature. Some of it could be nurture.
Nurture.
It just-
Absolutely.
yeah. Kind of hard to tell
Yeah.
because it's
for sure.
also intertwined for us. So it's
Yeah,
hard to tell.
Right. It's just you can't really separate out what's what.
Yeah.
It's just all clumped in there
Yeah.
together.
Clumped in together.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Well, if we fraternal then, the study was showing identical twins tend to kind of live longer. and things like that, based on some data they did of like these Danish twins from like many years
Oh,
ago.
that don't count. We ain't Danish. Black don't crack. We'll be all right.
We'll be all right. They tend to have higher survival rates, but
We gonna go the distance. Don't worry about it.
It was attributed to though a lot because of the social connection, and
we
that
got
could
that.
be, and we got that, and that could be having a close friend. They say married couple, like people when you marry, it's having that bond and like that social connection to somebody.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it's because it helps your overall well being when you have that, because humans need that level of that connection.
Sure.
So I think that's what a lot of it was attributed to. So that don't mean if you're not identical twin, you
Yeah.
ain't gonna live long.
It
or
sounds
nothing
like
like
identical
that.
twins are just more likely to have the connection with one another.
Yeah,
than
maybe
fraternal
because they have,
twins.
because they pretty much almost the same person.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's more or less what I got from the article. But yeah,
You done really went full blown research on me. I thought we were just gonna shoot
Well,
the shit.
we are,
and
but we
just-
are though. But we got a little something to just kind of grab little off of, grab a little
pinch
something
a
off
little bit,
of. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Nom, nom,
A
nom, nom.
little charcuterie board
There you
of
go.
sorts.
Come on. But we kind of have been talking about too, like Tia and Tamera. There's a lot kind of in the social media realm news now about them maybe not being as close. Something that I think it's Tia that has the new reality show was saying on her show about she and her twin not being as close as they once were.
Yeah.
She so much as said that out of her own mouth.
No shade. She kind of the more white one. Like,
I think. Well, I don't know how to
that's how I know
label
boy.
them.
One kind of more white and one kind of more black.
I don't know which one is. Well, the Tamera has the white husband.
Okay,
and then
that's
Tia
the white
is the one that has the reality show.
Oh, okay. I don't know
that was
why
married.
I thought
Recently divorced.
recently divorced.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was the opposite, but I got you now.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was Tamera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't really know. One of the things the article did say was that, sometimes twins do separate, have that level of self-discovery where they go
Yeah.
off on their own, and then,
Mhm.
but they find a lot of times they tend to come back
Come
together.
back. But I think that's
And that's normal.
Like
That's
with any
normal.
relationship, people kind of, even like your best friend that's not your
Yes.
twin or your sibling,
Yeah.
people kind of grow apart, or we just on different life paths. Maybe you do have the wife and the kids, or the husband and the kids, and
Yeah.
you distracted in that way, and then
Yeah.
that person can't really relate to where you are. They still may be single, or can go out and things. So people grow apart in different ways. Then you
Yeah.
always kind of can converge and come back. So I don't think that's unique to twins or any different with those relationships. Like,
Yeah.
we kind of grow apart and go our own way. And
Yeah.
as much as we have some similarities, we do have some differences that we like to
Mhm.
explore and do too. And we come back.
Yeah.
So.
I would totally agree with that. I think it's just hard sometimes, like just being, I don't know if it's like just a human thing, but you like to see people get along, especially like siblings, especially twins. Because even when I think about it, like the Braxton sisters, like it'd be like, y'all don't fight. Like we like it. We like watching the most when they singing and having fun with each
Yeah.
other. But if they fighting and arguing, like you don't ever want siblings to have a rift.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what makes it maybe a little difficult to see, because we've seen them on the twins on Sister Sister and growing up, and we always thought they were so close. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, y'all not really that cool. Like what happened? But again, it's life. It's it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
You
And I
know,
feel
it
like it's
does
almost
happen.
unfair to have that expectation on people.
Yeah.
Like, y'all gotta stay cool. Y'all gotta, like, well, we differ or we disagree, and
Yeah.
that's okay too. That should be allowed.
Yeah. Oh no, 100%.
To put that expectation that we just have to get along because we're family.
Mm.
Because what I've learned is, we can grow up in the same house and see the world so differently.
Totally differently. Yeah.
So, at some point, if I see it this way and you see it that way, and we just really we really not in sync. And that's not to say that we can't be cordial
yeah.
or come around each other and have a good time and reminisce about the old days. But,
Yeah.
if not for you being my sibling, I probably wouldn't hang around you. Or
Yeah.
I don't consider you a friend. I think
Mhm.
that's very real.
Yeah.
And I think that should be okay. And I think maybe black people more than anybody puts this pressure on people to stay close just because we share bloodline.
Mhm.
And I feel like other cultures sometimes can be like, I don't really rock with them, like I ain't
Yeah.
feeling that, or we don't get along, and that kind of be more okay, or you find your own family
Yeah.
among your friends other groups, and that'd be okay. I feel like the obligation of staying family and having to go to Thanksgivings and Christmas, that's a black thing. And
Could be.
maybe because we need community, or there was a point in time where we really needed to stick together, and the slave master was selling us off and separating us. So maybe we understand the importance of being together on a level that other people maybe have not had to consider.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe it's time to revisit some of that and maybe be okay with doing it a little differently. But I don't disagree with what you're saying, but that's just an alternative viewpoint
Way to
that
look at it, yeah.
it does. I don't like watching them argue either on the Braxtons or seeing T and Tamera kind of have a rift. But, the older I get, the more I understand that's a reality. Like, we, just because we siblings don't mean that we see the world the same or that we get along just off the strength or just by default.
Yeah. That's true.
So,
that's true.
And especially as you get older, you start to express yourself more and really take a stance on what you believe and how you feel. And that might not be in line with some other people and have that be okay.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we have to go along and things like that, to where the older you get, you're like, well, no, I don't want to compromise that way anymore. Or this is how I feel, and I'm going to embrace that and stand in my truth. And, come what may, other people may or may not respond well to that.
Yeah, that's true. I appreciate that perspective, and I don't disagree with that either. I think though, in like watching this latest season of the Braxtons that they did for Tracy, because
I'm a little
something
behind.
she wanted to
She
do.
wanted them to do
I
it.
get the impression that there's a little bit of regret, like from certain sisters, especially. Like, dang, like
That
if
they
I
did
had it to do over again, life is short. It wasn't really worth the, you know what I mean? So I kind of feel like if we can get on hey, we don't always agree, but at the end of the day, I love you.
Sure.
You my brother, you my sister.
Right.
I'm a be here for you if you need me. We might not always talk, we not always, but just know I'm making amends with it. We good, kind of thing. Like maybe on some level just have that understanding.
Yeah.
Because if something would have happened to that person, I don't want to feel like, dang, it wasn't even that. It wasn't that crucial. Like, and I didn't know that until I lost that person. That it wasn't even that. Like,
Absolutely.
I could have done without all the extra. We could have just.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And that is the flip side. That's the double take. We doing the double take segment right now. That's the double take. Is that you lose that person and you feel like, was it worth all that? Or
right.
did I have to stay away on my principles of what I thought?
Sure.
And then that's a decision that you have to make.
You have to be,
you have to be okay with that and live with that or not.
Yes.
And that's. But I feel like all parties have to be willing to be at that place.
Sure.
It ain't that deep. Life is short. Let's just love each other.
Yeah.
But if I'm there but you not there, then to me that clash is still there. But I don't disagree. I think that's a good point.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Good point. But no, I'm glad that you brought that up though, because you're right. Twins, like anybody else, might fall out or whatever, and give them the space to do that.
Right,
you know what I mean? We should give them the space to be able to do that.
Yeah, because that was kind of what I was going to bring up with regards to just being twins. It's like just this all-encompassing notion and expectation and pressure from outside people in society, family, etc. That we got two bodies, but essentially it's one person, and that's to me the biggest misconception. I can give you multiple examples of how that plays out, but that just sums it up in a nutshell. Like, I'm an individual, as are you.
Yeah.
So as much as we might have similarities, I still have my likes and dislikes that may not align with yours.
Right.
So, and that should be okay. Like, growing up is like, why you don't have that?
Right.
She got that. Well, she may have wanted, I didn't want that.
Right, exactly.
Like, let that be okay.
Yes.
If you had a sibling, the person even saying that, you got a sibling, you don't do everything like they do.
Right.
So why would I do everything like one of my siblings just because we're twins?
Yes.
So just getting people to understand that. And I think it was kind of a novelty at a point. I know, like, maybe in some circuses and stuff, you can make money because it's like, I got these two people that look alike. It was something you could exploit in a way. And I think that may have lended to some of the societal perspective and expectation that, this is really just the same person, dressing them alike, and especially in the black community. You got to dress alike. Your names got to either rhyme or go together, just because you twins. But it's like, well, no, these are actually two different people.
Yes.
So let's try to carve out some individuality from the outset.
Yeah.
Like, do the names have to rhyme?
Yeah.
Do they have to both be F and a F?
F and a F. But
do they have to dress alike?
Yeah. It's funny you bring it up because I had thought about that too. Like, but on some level, I feel like I've kind of bought into that,
Mhm.
and now
Yeah, I think
having
I have to.
conversations like this, and as we just become more aware,
Yeah.
I'm starting to realize it and say, okay, well, actually, it's not okay. But we were raised such that
Yeah.
when we started babysitting them little twins that was across the street, it was like they names don't even go together.
Yeah,
I remember thinking
it
like,
was.
how y'all name them? One Matthew and one Julia.
Yeah,
It's
that-
supposed to be
okay.
Julia and Juliet, or
Okay,
like, they
something cute.
twins.
That
They
ain't cute.
twins. Yeah, they twins.
Yeah, it's cute when they rhyme, but when they go
Yeah.
together, when they have a flow, that's cute.
Yes,
It's not
yes.
cute what y'all doing.
Yes, I
for sure.
definitely have bought into
Excuse me.
some of that, and like even when Mama and them say, "Oh, we was gonna name y'all," every name they
Yeah,
think of
but it
was
was
like a
still
play
like
on the other
A play
name.
on the
You
other
know?
name. You literally gonna flip it. You
Yes.
gonna name one this and then just flip the two names around. What? So we essentially have the same name, just in a different order, huh?
Yes, dressed alike from head to toe.
Head to toe. Head to
Names
toe.
rhyming. It was like you had to be, you were
Mhm.
kind of conditioned and shaped that this is what being a twin
Yeah,
is.
Twin is.
But who
That
says?
right, that everybody, is going to stare and
Yeah.
compare. And,
Oh my goodness.
that was
yes.
just part for the course.
Yeah.
Why you don't have that and she
Oh,
had
yeah.
that, or
Oh,
where
yeah.
yo this like that, or I know I tell y'all apart. Like people would literally point out what
Oh,
I consider to be a
goodness.
flaw
Oh
was
goodness.
how they
yes.
could tell us apart.
Oh yeah.
Or you got that dot.
I
which
remember.
I have now embraced as my third eye.
I remember.
But you got that dot when I had the chicken
Uh-huh.
pox and now I have a scar on my face.
Yes.
They would literally point to that scar. That's how I can
Yeah.
tell y'all apart. Well, how's
Yeah.
that supposed to make me feel? You just
Yeah.
reinforce a scar on my face
Yeah.
in order to differentiate me from my sibling.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah. Oh
just
yeah.
all that constant scrutiny, the
Yes.
microscope, people like to compare you and
Yes.
like I say, kind of put you on display.
Who the good one? Who the bad
Right.
one? Who
Yeah.
the small
Who
one?
the
and
small one, who the
why
dumb
why
one?
one of us
Why-
got to be the
right,
opposite?
the
So if
opposite.
only one can be
Only
smart.
one.
only one can be
can
good.
be good. Oh, yeah.
Y'all turn back to back. Let me see who the
Who the
tallest. You be
tallest?
like,
Why
what?
does any of this even matter?
Are we on exhibit on display
Yeah,
here? Just
for
an
sure.
exhibit?
And
Like
that-
we just people.
Yeah, and that go back to like kind of what I was touching on with like a circus act, like
Uh-huh.
like we on display or in some kind of
Yeah.
exhibit that people pay to just see this
Yeah.
novelty or this
Yeah.
something different, and it's like we human beings and we really
Yeah.
just want to exist and be human without having
Yeah.
to be under a microscope of scrutiny or and especially with me like trying to really just establish my individuality or doing things differently or feeling differently internally, that part I would say was difficult because it was always a
Oh, I'm
pressure
sure.
of not living up to what you were able to be as far as
I'm
the
sure.
femininity and stuff like that. So it was like I just want to be able to have a lane and room to be me, not having to live up to a standard of or expectation of what I should be based on who my twin is or is not. So
100%.
yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
that was difficult. Yeah, we got compared all of the time in
All the
every
time.
way.
Every
you
way.
know?
yeah.
So yeah.
Why
it's
you
a-
not doing that? Like
Uh-huh,
why you she
uh-huh.
playing ball? Why you don't play?
Right, exactly.
Well, she may not want to play. Like
Yes,
it don't have to be an
yes.
automatic
It's
that we're
not an
doing.
automatic that we're
all
gonna
of
do
the
the
same
exact same
things.
things. We
Exact.
have similar interests, and then we
Right.
have things
And then
that
we have
are not the
they're
same
not
that
the
we're
same.
interested in,
Absolutely,
and that's okay.
And that's okay. That is a
That's
okay.
a-okay. That's a-okay.
So that's what I say. Like the highs and lows, I would
Yeah.
say, that's where people think they want a twin,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know if you think you want to be under that kind of microscope
kind
or
of
not have,
microscope.
the room to kind of establish individuality. Because
Individuality
when
is tough.
when you a twin with somebody in name only, you still have a lot of individuality that you don't
Mhm.
realize that you may have or that may be compromised had you really been a twin for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Or you like 20, 30 years old, now you calling somebody twin.
Right.
You lived 20, 30 years
just
without
being you.
just being you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and without that scrutiny that you especially get when you're younger. It comes
yeah.
a lot when
Yeah,
you're little.
that's true. The
you know,
younger
you
you are.
haven't experienced, you don't know the first thing about true twinning. So,
Yeah.
but like listen, I ain't tripping. It's cool that people embrace that like that. I ain't tripping. I'm just saying.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Well, and I have to say, on some level here again, I bought into it, and I try to catch myself. But like,
So
if
have
I
I,
see twins,
if
I'll
I'm
be like,
honest.
"They twins? Are they twins?" Like, I
Yeah.
just think it's so cute.
Yeah.
Like if
It
when I
is,
see
it is.
twins,
It's
because
cool.
it
It's-
is
it's a
cool.
pretty cool
It
thing.
really is. But I'd be like, okay, I don't want to make them feel like
Right.
how I felt growing up. Like people just want to kind of, and I think some of it's too. Like we don't like to be like the center of
Yeah, I don't
attention.
even
That's
want
not
all
really
that.
our personality. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you making me a little uncomfortable. Like
Uncomfortable. Yeah.
back up just a little bit.
Right.
And you're strangers, to
Yeah,
people. So it's
stranger
like,
danger.
yeah,
There you go.
kind of give me a little space a little bit. But but it's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are ways that I've definitely bought into it. But I definitely agree with the identity piece. I think on the one hand, being a twin is a part of our identity just because that's
Sure.
kind of what it is.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you kind of want, your own identity. But even to this day, people call us twin,
Yeah.
or like that's your name,
That's your
know,
name,
as
yeah.
opposed to calling you by
It's
your
like
name.
an identifier.
Yes.
Like I have a name.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
twin, what's up, twin? Like
Uh-huh.
I got a name.
Yeah, it becomes you.
It
But I
becomes you.
will say, like when we went off to college, that was the first time that we
Yeah.
got to just be. You got to be
Mhm.
for real. I got to be Fallon.
Yeah.
And it was nice.
It was nice.
I enjoyed
Because
it.
everybody you meet, they didn't know
They
you had a
didn't
twin somewhere in the
know.
world.
So there was nobody.
So there was
every people
nobody that
you
they could
knew were not
compare.
comparing you to
Right.
somebody else all
Exactly.
the time. And that was so nice.
That was very refreshing.
That was nice.
That
yeah.
I could just be for real in that
Yes.
space, and
Yes.
and make friends just off of who I was, or
Yes.
whatever the case may be.
Yes. 100%.
For sure.
I will say it kind of made us popular because we were twins.
Yeah.
Like
The twins,
people just
yeah,
know,
people just
oh,
knew
they're
the
the twins. People just
and then
know
your
you.
friends kind of became my friends by default.
Yes.
It's like because we were twins,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we were able to like merge our friend groups in that way because they
Yeah.
had us in common.
Right.
So we always, our parties and stuff were always lit.
Yeah.
Everybody coming to the twins
100%.
parties
The
and
twins
stuff like
party.
that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's when you doing it on your own, you kind of like,
Yeah.
I hope somebody come to my party.
Right, because and then maybe that's some of why I'm so introverted is because I did have the
we
built-in
didn't have
friend.
to. Yeah.
I didn't really have to be
didn't-
outgoing and get
yeah.
to know other people,
Right.
But maybe that reinforced some of the y'all just one person because you don't branch out. I don't know, but
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So-
deep.
so it's like, but I'm introverted, so now it's like, okay, now how I do this, how I make a
Yeah,
friend,
exactly.
what do I say, how do I be?
Exactly.
Like I'm just kind of awkward in social
I'm
settings.
so awkward at it. Me
Yeah, and
too.
I'm like, I promise I'm harmless, but
yeah.
I can't get people to
I
like
don't know
me.
how to navigate
I don't know.
this.
I
How
don't
do
know
I
what I'm doing.
navigate this?
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, I'm used to kind of having that person right
Yeah,
there by
it's
me
just
that I
automatic.
could always talk to, do a little inside joke with, and I
Right.
felt comfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But around other people, it's like, I don't really know what to say. I don't really know what to
Yeah.
do. But I promise I'm really nice, and I think I make a good friend. So
yeah, 100%.
even that right there, like I'm sounding awkward. Like, but
No.
I'm trying to pitch myself as a friend
no, you
because
don't.
I don't know how to do it.
But I've kind of read and seen stuff that most people kind of feel that way. I think about making friends, like how
Really?
to do it, especially as an adult.
I just feel
So,
like it seems to come so much easier naturally to other people. Though.
it feels that way. Yeah.
I turn around and I be like, "Oh, y'all friends? Well, I've been sitting here. Nobody tried to
Yeah.
be my friend.
Yeah.
And
It
y'all
feels
just
that
made
way.
friends. Like
Yeah.
it's like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
most people may struggle with that though, but it
Mhm.
does feel like it's just us. It
Yeah.
feel like it's just me.
Yeah.
I know that for sure. But one of the other things that the article talked about too was like having a place of validation, and I think that's a positive to having a twin. Like we said, we're kind of two sides to the coin. But I know I could call you when I'm having a rough day,
Absolutely.
or I got something I just need to vent about,
Mm.
and feel so validated.
For
Feel
sure.
so like
Yeah.
okay, it's them.
It's them.
It's not me.
Not me, never me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I could not agree with that point more. It is a space of like validation, at least in
Absolutely.
our
It
experience.
absolutely is. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But
Like,
then I feel like we give each other,
we give
that
perspective.
that perspective and that
Yeah.
feedback if needed.
we do.
Because you give me a lot of perspective
We do.
from the wife mother perspective that I don't always have with my wife. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, she need to be doing X, Y, and Z. She could have had this kitchen clean, and you give me a lot of perspective.
Like I said,
around-
even this morning, it's hard to do
It's-
both at the
yeah,
same
you-
time. Now
you
you,
was-
you got to give her some. She was cleaning.
you was really justifying why I didn't get no
Hey,
breakfast.
It's a lot.
I hope this mic not picking up my stomach growls as we speak.
Better get open them Doritos.
I might have to.
It's a lot, especially with a little baby. It's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, I would agree with that. Not to say it's just all validation, but we do give each other that perspective, that outside. But it seemed like it's so easy to it's a lot more palatable. It's easy to take coming from you, like when
Oh,
you give
absolutely.
me
When you
perspective.
get-
Than
Totally.
coming from
Because I
because
know, I know
already
your
know
heart.
where your heart is.
I know
exactly.
you mean well. I know you mean me well.
Exactly.
So I can hear from you in a way, that
Yes.
somebody else that I
Exactly.
don't necessarily trust that way.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
for
Having that trust, that
Mhm.
trust factor, and knowing where each other are, and that's just key. So
Yeah.
I can receive it from you because I already know it's not coming from a place where you just you want
Mhm.
something else. I know you mean well for me, and that's why you're telling me that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree 100%.
Absolutely.
100%. Okay. Well, I know some other things. Sometimes people would ask us like, if I cut her, you go cut him, he
Yes.
go feel it, or
If I
this
hit
vice
you,
versa.
will she feel it?
No.
No, doesn't quite work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
You know, like just in this realm of existence in the natural, if if anybody hits you, would somebody else feel it?
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Now, if we're talking more on a spiritual level,
Yeah.
the supernatural, do I have inclinations sometimes about you, and they can be right? Yes.
Yes.
If I have a dream, or just
Yes.
some deposit in my spirit, like I need to call Fallon. I need to check on Fallon. I need to, and more times than not, it's like, oh yeah, this is going on or that, and
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I had kind of felt that in my spirit.
100%.
So yes, I guess like I said, in the supernatural, if something is hitting you,
yes, that's good.
proverbially,
Yeah, that's good.
I can feel it
That's a good
to
way
some
to-
extent,
Yeah.
if I'm really in tune there.
That's good.
But in the natural, which is what the question was,
Yeah, right.
They were asking
exactly.
about
They were
the natural.
Yeah. They were not asking on some other
On some-
realm.
yeah.
Yeah, they were
in the natural, if somebody would have hit you, no.
Yeah.
just to clear that up for the
Right.
masses once and for all.
Yes.
You hit a twin, the other twin does not
It
feel
doesn't
it.
work that way.
Doesn't work that way.
But I would agree with you because there are times when we may have like intuitive kind of feelings or dreams or something
Right.
about the other person,
Yep.
or something, and then it makes us feel like, okay,
Mhm.
let me check on my twin.
Yeah.
I remember I never will forget that you text me during COVID. My husband was sick with COVID, and there was just a lot going on in my life. But you had a dream of that I was pregnant with a little boy.
Uh-huh.
You texted, I think I screenshot the text. I try to
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure I can go back to that text
Oh,
because
wow.
I indeed,
Mhm.
was pregnant with a little boy. Just
Yeah.
mere months. It was just mere months later that I found that I was pregnant.
Really?
Like 3 months. I think he was sick up until like early July, end of June into early July.
Mhm.
And then I found that I was pregnant in October of that
Wow.
same year. So it was like
Wow.
3 months later. I was
Yeah,
like,
I did.
I'm pregnant. And it was a little boy.
Mm-hmm. And I remember the dream somewhat vividly, as vivid as my dreams can get. They kind of can be very lucid by the time I wake up. But I do kind of recall
That's
like
crazy.
an ultrasound setting, and it was a boy. Like I
Mhm.
saw a boy, or the words boy, like the
Yeah.
doctor was saying boy.
Wow.
That was light blue, like imagery. Like,
Uh-huh.
so it was very
Yeah.
distinct. I was very, like sure of what I
Yeah.
had seen.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It was on point. It was on point. Well, I know sometimes they also say like twins may have their own language, and I don't know because I don't know what all twins experience. But
Right.
again, we're speaking from our experience today. We can only
Absolutely.
talk about our experience. Kind of one of the things I was thinking about as well is, I think it kind of boils down to perhaps twins are not a monolith. Like we say, black
Yeah.
people are not a monolith, or
true.
this and that. It's not
Very
a
true.
monolith, and so I think at the end of the day, twins are probably not a monolith. We
Yeah.
all may have a unique experience in this type of siblinghood
Yeah.
of being a twin.
Yeah, and I that's a good point. I should put that disclaimer out there, like I am speaking from my experience.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe there's some twins out there. You hit
Sure.
one, maybe the other one does.
maybe
feel
the
it.
other one will feel
I
it.
don't
Yeah,
know,
I don't
but-
know. That's not what
But
we've
that has
experienced.
not been a part of our experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
and I think we have our own language in a way,
In our own way.
because we
yeah.
talk so fast with one another, and Daddy be like, "What did they say?"
I know. He used to do us like that all
When
the
he-
time, especially
yeah,
growing up.
Growing up, Daddy
Oh
be
my
like,
God.
"What did they say?"
What are y'all
Do they-
saying?
Do you understand? He asked Mama, "Do you understand what they saying?"
Yeah.
Because we go mile a minute, boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom, and we understand. I know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. So I think in that way, like
Yes.
I don't have to slow down. I don't have to
I don't have to repeat it 50
repeat it
times.
50
You
times
already
or
got it.
Space out my words.
Sometimes just a look and we know.
Mhm, and we already know.
We already
I
know.
already know what you're thinking.
You know.
Yeah.
You know what joke I'm going to.
Eh,
We
all of
almost
it.
said it. I was
All
at the same
Same
time.
time.
Yes.
Mhm.
No, 100%. I'm actually hoping that I'm not talking too fast today because I get comfortable with you
Right.
and I just be going.
Yeah,
So
that's a
hopefully
good
people
point.
understand what I'm
Right.
saying.
We have
what
to
we
put some
saying.
captions.
Yes. Yes. So captions on the
On there.
screen because we get in our zone.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
twin zone. So, no, but I think that's good. There was also things out there about like the statistics around like having twins and stuff. And I know Mama used to say, her doctor told her being a black woman, and that's what I read. It said black women have higher rates of having like a higher propensity to have twins than
Yeah.
like women of other races. I
Wow.
thought that was interesting.
From my understanding, especially the older they
The
get,
older you get,
they-
yes, and then it's
they
in your
increase the
family.
likelihood.
All
Yeah,
of,
and
yes.
it's definitely in Mama's family.
Yeah, so then
that
you're
they
more
have
likely
twins.
to have twin
Yeah.
birth.
Yeah, we got Uncle Horace and Uncle
Uh,
Morris.
there you go. Which again, these things perpetuate in our
Mhm.
mind that growing up,
Twins.
twin,
The
your name's
names
supposed to
rhyme or
rhyme.
go
Yeah.
Uncle
Because
Horace and
that's all we
Morris.
knew.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
those other twins, Mary and
Oh yeah,
I don't
Marion.
Marion. I
Hmm.
don't think their names went together, did they?
What was like Marion, or
I think so.
yeah? So it was
So,
kind of like
yeah.
a play on
Yeah.
the other name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of all we knew was
Yeah.
like that's what twin. That's what being a twin. You know, your
Yes.
names are like
Mm.
this and that. You dress
Yeah.
alike.
Yeah, especially when it's
Especially
in the
growing
family.
up. Yeah.
So not only are you getting it from society,
Yes.
you're getting it from through the generations. This is
Yes.
how it goes.
Yes.
Yeah, in
yes.
the family.
Which I'm
So,
sure is why our names rhyme. And
Oh,
that's that's
absolutely.
all our parents knew was that
Mhm.
you know their names have to be.
So when Daddy came up with the name for you,
Yeah.
well, we didn't know who was gonna get what name, or they
Right.
didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
But when he said he liked Fallon off of what Dynasty,
Dynasty.
then Mama came with her name from her singing group.
Ain't nobody ever heard
There ain't
of
nobody
but
ever
her.
heard but her. Girl, where you get this from? Who? Farrell. So yeah, and then they put a name with a baby. The
That's
nurses
crazy.
did how the story goes.
How the story goes, like the doctor or the nurse or
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
decided
Just
which baby
put a
was gonna
name
have
with a
which
baby.
name. That's
Our
so
parents were
crazy.
not particular, like name
Yeah,
that one, that.
right. It wasn't none
They
of
were
that.
just like, here the names.
We
you
were-
take it from here.
We were baby A and baby,
Baby
B
A and baby B.
until we
That's
got
how
names.
the hospital knows you.
Yeah.
And until we got names.
Until we got
so
names.
the nurse, whoever doctor or nurse that did that, God bless them. Because I feel like my name is fitting for me.
100%. I
Yeah.
feel like we got the
We
right
got-
name.
I feel like we got the right
Yeah,
names.
it was
did.
definitely a God thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
it was
Isn't
definitely a
all?
God thing. Isn't it all, right? Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's what's up.
That's crazy.
I love that.
I
about
do
our
too.
Story.
I do too. And, you know, I was thinking about, speaking of kind of our birth and the things surrounding that, you know, Mama tells the story about how she kind of went into some distress, and we were, of course, born early and premature, and so all those things. And, you know, apparently my placenta had come loose.
Yeah.
And the more that I grow and learn about that, you know, babies don't really survive that a lot of times. And mothers sometimes don't survive that. So
Wow.
it's like, well, thank you, Lord, you know,
You're
that
a walking, living
a
testimony.
testimony, you know. And you know, Mama always says that you were laying because of your position
Mhm.
on me. You helped me
Mhm.
to hold on to enough of like the lifeblood and what I needed to
Mhm.
stay alive.
Yeah.
So I owe you my life, twin.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
But it's just so crazy to me how, you know, even in the womb, you know, it's like you have that twin, that
Yeah.
bond, that covering, that thing. And I just think that all the things that we've said, and again, twins are not a monolith, and you don't always have to be the best friend, things like that. But there is something to say about the bond
Absolutely.
and the just having that. I can't even really put it into
Right.
words.
Having
of having
said
that.
all of that, all
Exactly.
you know, the downside
Yeah.
and stuff. It's a small price to pay.
Yeah, sure.
For
Agreed.
the bond.
Agreed.
And, yeah, that unity and that synergy. And you know, I don't take any credit for that. I was strictly a vessel of what needed to be. You know, you were meant to be here.
Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
takeaway. You're supposed to
Yeah.
be here. You have a mission and a purpose. I was just the vessel used to ensure that
That
happened.
it happened.
So I don't take it. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't like I'm like, oh, let me save you, girl. You know, so I can't take
I
credit.
got you, twin.
I got you, twin. You know,
For sure.
I can't take credit for that.
For sure.
It was just all a part of the plan.
the
and I was
glory
just a
definitely
vessel.
goes to God, of course.
Yeah,
Of
and I was
course.
just a vessel, and that's what I try to continue to be. You know, in every
Yeah.
aspect, but particularly where you're concerned.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna help you hold on
Yeah.
until the next thing, and then
Sure.
we gonna hold on again until the
Yeah.
next. But you gonna be all right. Like that's what
Yeah.
I hope you understand.
Yeah.
Is that you got it? You meant to be here. You have a purpose, and you gonna be all right.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just playing my role in the background,
Sure.
making sure that you know you good. But
Yeah.
that's how I look at it.
Well, I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. You know, we have each other's back. You
Yeah,
know
for
that.
sure.
You know.
For sure.
And I can't help but wonder if you know, that we were in incubators and the way the story goes, because we were premature, but we
Yeah.
were doing relatively well considering, but we
All things
still had to
considered,
be
yeah,
in the incubators and things
we
like
made
that.
out pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if they had put us in one together, if we would have thrived even more.
That's a
you
good
know,
point.
because I saw that on an old episode of Grey's Anatomy. I think like the first episode ever of Grey's Anatomy. Meredith had the idea to put the baby in the. I think it was like an episode with twins, and one of them was kind of sick, and she put the other one in there, and like because she had kind of read something about it, and the other baby really thrived. You know, it helps them to thrive because it's like simulating the womb. you know. And so you feel that connection.
Obviously, the environment we had just come from at the time.
Exactly.
That probably would have been a very familiar thing to have each other close. Yeah. I guess back in '83,
they weren't thinking about that.
They weren't thinking about that. They weren't
thinking about that.
Emotionally intelligent, all of those things. It just wasn't a thing.
It wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Well, and then I was gonna say, from what mom and daddy say, like the incubators were like a lot of money every day. They could have maybe saved on the price. Put them in one.
Put them in one.
They small enough. Y'all can put them over there.
Yeah.
Hey, cut that price down.
Yeah, cut that in half.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Sure, had they considered it like that, when you look at it like that, they probably would have been like, yeah, let's do it.
Right, exactly. Do it. Do what it takes.
No,
Yeah, well, you know, this has been a very enlightening, insightful conversation about being twins.
For sure.
Yeah.
Hadn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add or touch on in this regard?
You know, just I guess I've just had a revelation even just sitting here that, you know, I think because I feel like people have misconceptions about what it is to be twins, and I think there has been some envy. You know, I kind of made it my mission to let me tell you how it really is. You know, and it ain't all it's cracked up to be. But, you know, to what I had just said, and even as I said it, I had just come to the revelation that was such a small price to pay for, you know, this bond. And so just sitting here talking about it, I'm really coming into realization. I guess there is something to be envious of for outsiders, you know, not for the reasons they may have thought, though, but just, you know, having that person and that connection, and I mean, in the spiritual and in the natural, just having that person, it is special.
It is.
And something that maybe I've taken for granted on some level here, you know, in recent years. So, and it might be some of that came as a result of just trying to establish individuality and, you know, carve that out and make sure that you set boundaries around that. Yeah. You know, but it's important not to forsake that unity. Yeah. And that twinhood either.
Sure.
So,
that's good.
Yeah, I've come to revelations, like say just sitting here, like, you know, that is nothing compared to the joy, and the benefit of it. So I won't complain.
Yes, 100%. Well,
that was an inside joke.
Inside joke. We have many of those. I'm so glad that you were able to arrive at that revelation. You know, because it's always, you know, very insightful for me. Because I will say, it was easier for me because I follow the more traditional kind of path of what people expect and think we're supposed to be. And the way, you know, we come from a home where there was a lot of structure, guidelines, strictness. You know, mama's very much like, especially when growing up, you will be this, you will do this, you will wear this, you know? Right. And so there wasn't a lot of space and room.
There wasn't a lot of space for individuality. Or self-expression.
And self-expression. She didn't really allow that for either of us, you
know,
no matter what you were.
Siblings. I would say all of our siblings
we may all four have that in common.
One way or another.
Exactly. So, I think we've all had to kind of navigate that in our own way, how to kind of be who we feel like we are and own that space.
That's a good point.
I will say that it is even that considered easier for me because I'm, you know, just the traditional, maybe kind of live up more to the ideal, I guess, of what people may assume you're supposed to be. And so I can only imagine how difficult that must be and have been. But I'm glad to hear that perhaps still outweighs by the advantages of having.
I still would
being
not trade
in this type of siblinghood.
Sure, I wouldn't trade it. Having said all of that, I wouldn't trade it because I can handle that. I can handle.
Yeah,
I don't, you know, is it a little inconvenient, you know, to always have to be expected to live up to some standard? Yes, but I can handle that.
Yeah.
This is what's important.
Oh man, that's so sweet, and it's so good to hear you say that.
Yeah, no, I mean that.
Because it means so much to me, and it always has, and it always will. You know, always. My twin. You know, I don't go a day without either thinking about you. We don't talk every day, but you definitely stay on my mind.
Absolutely.
There's always a TV show, a joke, a song
that
something.
only you will get or appreciate.
Exactly.
I try with my wife, but it don't land. She just, I'm like, never mind. Let me call.
Yeah, 100%. We experience that with our spouses. You know, there's a place
even
that
our spouses know.
They know.
They doing their twin thing.
They on their twin thing. They on the phone. We might as well go. We could go to the store. We could go. We could drive to Dallas, and they still be on the phone.
We've had 4 or 5 hour phone conversations. Easily.
Yes.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
So they already know.
They know.
But you know, I did come across something that kind of brings that to mind about complicating relationships. Being a twin may complicate some of your external relationships because
I can see that.
I can see that because sometimes it is harder for some of other people in your life to understand that bond and that connection.
Yeah.
And why you got to talk to them so long. And why y'all
and we all sitting here, but you locked in on your twin. Like I'm not sitting here. I'm feeling away. And it's like, well, it's not that personal. Sure. Maybe that's why I don't have friends. I don't think they like
maybe
I'm so locked in on one person. And one I juggle, and I have a hard time juggling a bunch of people at one time in general. Like if a lot of people are talking to me at one time,
it's overstimulating. Like, wait, I can't.
You know, I don't know if I'm neurodivergent or what. I don't even know if I'm using that word correctly. But sometimes I just feel like, okay, that was a lot of stimuli. Give me one person at a time to talk to, please, because if everybody's talking to me at one time, that is overwhelming. And that's maybe some of why, or maybe it's a result of me keying in on you a lot of times. Like nobody else is around.
Yeah.
So now I struggle with, all these people are talking to me.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I get how that could be complicated, or people could be, put off by that.
Yeah, I could see that.
But I swear I don't mean any harm.
No,
I'm just in my comfort zone and a zone in general when I'm with you. But I don't mean no harm to nobody else.
100% no. Because I think also we've always been that way, even when we would live together growing up. But I think now we don't see each other every day. So when we do, we connected. Like we gotta catch up, Cause I haven't talked to you, I haven't seen you.
Yeah, so I have a lot to catch you up on. Like we have busy lives, we're parents,
exactly,
in marriages. So we be having a lot to catch up on, and express ourselves about. To be your turn. Okay, that's my turn. So each one of us can go for an hour or two easy about our own situation,
our own stuff. And what you say trigger me to then I gotta tell about that thing you was talking about. Now I'm on that.
Exactly. So we can go on and on and on.
We can. And I'm also thinking about not only our relationships with other people, but like what happens when somebody becomes close with your twin. Like, wait a minute, this is my twin. Wait a minute, this is my friend. Wait a minute, when it gets like when you feel like they're encroaching upon the twin relationship too.
That's interesting. That's good. I hadn't really considered it. I don't know that I would feel away. Maybe I would, depending on how close they get.
Yeah.
But I guess you have friendships and stuff that don't threaten me to that extent.
Yeah, sure.
Not to say that they would in general, but I don't think I've been tested in that way. So I don't know.
I just remember there was a friend of mine in college who, we used to do like AOL instant message and stuff like that. And I think you were messaging like with that friend, and that friend is like really friendly and just like will be friend. It's kind of social and be friend people. And I just remember that friend's mom telling her, well, just be like that's Fallon's twin. So, make sure you're not like overstepping, encroaching. Wow. Make sure Fallon like feels okay.
I never knew that
with the way that you're.
I never knew that. I was just, felt like it was a good conversation, and we were just engaging. I didn't think about it like that. I'm sorry if I was overstepping and making you feel away.
It wasn't that at all.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. Like, I didn't have a problem.
Oh, okay.
But this friend's mom was just kind of with that mother wisdom.
Yeah.
Like, they're twins. They have this bond. They're close. Just kind of make sure you're not encroaching or making Fallon feel away or uncomfortable, because you kind of like, she could perceive it like you kind of taking her twin away, or you becoming close with her twin kind of thing,
No.
But I didn't.
That was
I was
never
like,
the intention nor anything.
I appreciate the consideration, but I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
That is interesting, you know, because it can be kind of tricky when you get into friendships. That's another conversation for another day. But sometimes, you know, people in the friend group, or if it's a sibling or somebody that you were already friends with, and now somebody else is coming in, the other person may feel left. I think you were just saying she may feel left out.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that dynamic happens. Twin or no twin.
Twin or no twin.
Sure, I can see that. But but with regards to us, I don't really know it to be an issue or a thing. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm rooting you on, you know, to have your friend groups and be social.
Sure.
I think that's beautiful. And I know that there are aspects of life as a woman and stuff that I can't give you.
Yeah.
So in that space, I'm like, yeah, you need that from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I want you to have that.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe in my own, I recognize that I can't give you that. So I'm A-okay with it and want it to be somebody else.
Yeah. I appreciate that. And likewise, you know, I'm like, my biggest thing is I can't be breaking my nails. I can't be stuff that you like. We were talking even before the episode started, like about rolling hair. You like, so like, I can't give you.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to stay engaged here, but I'm struggling.
I can't. You know, you'd be barking up the wrong tree if you certain things for me. I'm like, I would try, but you'd probably be feeling like you coming up short.
Yeah.
So, well. Very engaging again, insightful conversation. I enjoyed that.
I think we just started all over again.
I was gonna say, I think
it's how we stay on the phone so long.
Exactly,
because we'll be winding down,
and then
it's the black goodbye,
the long black goodbye,
the long goodbye. The
baby.
Black goodbye is long already.
Yeah,
but we do it longer.
We can go on and on and on.
On and on and on. How we doing on time?
You know, it looks like from the clock we may have like about 30 minutes.
Oh snap! Okay,
yeah.
I didn't even see that.
So I know I had also had some questions that I wanted to run by you that you don't even know what I'm gonna ask.
I do not.
Yes, I hope you're ready.
Do I need a shot?
Nah, you don't need a shot.
So I came prepared. I got Doritos. I got whatever.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, huh, twin?
Somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I think it would have to be for me, but
somewhere. Okay. Well, we're gonna play a game of this or that. Okay. And see how we answer as twins. I of course know the questions. You don't, but we'll play off of each other, kind of see how you answer, and I'll kind of maybe hop in as to how I would answer the question, and you know, probably have some additional discussion because that's just what we do.
Yeah.
But okay, so this or that. Would you rather be a driver or a passenger?
It depends on.
See, that's me.
Going.
That's me. It can't just be one or the other. I'm like, well, it depends.
That depends. But for sake of the this or that, for sake of the conversation, you know what? I don't like driving. I don't have to drive.
I don't like driving either.
I don't mind being a passenger.
Yeah.
However, I do get car sick in the back seat. So as long as I can ride in the front, I'll be a passenger.
A passenger.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't like to drive. Here lately, I do not like to drive. So that makes me want to say passenger. Yeah. But I'm a backseat driver. I have control issues.
I knew that's where this was
going.
That is
where so that's what I think, okay, I should have just driven because my husband has me on edge. I'm like, you need to slow down. Okay, you're going around a curve, you need to slow down. Okay, did you see that man? You see that they stopping, they braking, they stop. You know, and he's just like so irritated. He hates when I do that. But I'm like, I don't want to drive, but if you're going to drive me, you got to drive a certain way. You got to whip your whip a certain way for me to be comfortable.
Yeah, my wife drives, and I'm A-okay with her driving style. I be on my phone. I be doing other things. But there are times I'm like trying to brake, you know, because to me, she take too long to brake.
My husband
and then she have to go all in all hard. I'm like, now, had you started breaking back there, you wouldn't have had to go in so hard.
For sure.
That would probably be my only critique. Other than that, she can have it.
Well, I think some of it's our personalities. Like, I'm just more like conscientious, and I'm gonna drive defensively.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna assume
I drive defensively
that the other person. Well, no, I'm saying like I'm talking about me and Robert. I'm sorry, me and Robert's personalities. I'm more conscientious. I'm gonna be defensive. I'm not gonna assume like the other person. Like I don't know what they're gonna do. I can't trust that. Yeah. So let me slow. Let me be. You know, he just. You know, and he's a great driver. He drives, you know, almost for a living in a way. He's great at it, but for me, I'm like, you a little too. He's more of a risk taker than me, so he just kind of
but that's
he go faster. I'm like, you drive fast.
I think all of that's relative. I think he's probably giving himself some time to react more than you think.
More than I think.
But it's less than you would do.
Yes.
But more than you would think.
You're probably 100% correct about that.
I think you should give him some more credit because you say he's a great driver.
He's a great driver.
Period.
He is.
Let's stop it there. He's a great driver.
But I just
have a little more trust. You know, because when we were going to our niece's graduation, this reminded me of a story in Baton Rouge, and I rode with y'all.
Yes.
And I don't think it was lost on me. I'm like, okay, I am in the back seat with the kid, and she in the front, and then I started to understand why, because I saw that dynamic. You had to be stop, do this. I'm like, okay, she want to be a front seat driver.
I'm a driver all the way.
That's why I'm back here.
I don't want to sit in the driver's seat, but I want to drive your mind as to how you drive it.
That's total control.
Control issue.
Control issues.
Okay, so
because I'm like, I'm really in the back. Like, you know, you the two guys, we in the front. We, you know, y'all you back there with the kid.
Yeah, no.
That was not the case.
No.
And I get why.
I need my eyes on him.
Yeah.
While he kept his driving me and my family on this road. It's a control thing. So I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on that.
I think you should.
Control issues. Vacation or staycation?
Staycation.
Staycation, really? Like at the house or like an Airbnb in town or like a hotel in town?
My house.
Oh, okay, okay, come on.
I am such a homebody, one.
Yeah.
Two, I have so much going on that I don't get to enjoy my home.
Yeah,
like
sure.
I don't get to just sit in my living room, you know, like enjoy the fruits of my labor. Mm-hmm. Like I don't get to sit in my living room and turn on my, we just got a new TV, so I'll just act like I've been had it. My 4K HD, I hadn't even really got to turn it on and experience it. And watch a game or a movie or just binge a show. Like all of that's so foreign in my world right now.
Yep. I can relate.
For good purposes, but at the same time, I do have a longing to just kind of relax and do nothing sometimes at home.
Yeah.
And just enjoy my space and, like I say, the things I work hard for.
Yeah.
And so at this present moment, you asking me right now,
yeah,
it would be that for those reasons. Now, you ask me, another year or so, it may be vacation. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
But for now, staycation.
I can respect that. I'm kind of thinking more vacation for me right now.
Okay.
But it would have to be like with a nanny.
Yeah.
Or leave the kid home. Yeah. But I enjoy my son and I enjoy creating experiences with him. I love that I can like take him places and I'm in a position that we can he's been on a plane a couple of times. Like he's just made 3 not that long ago, but he's already like flown and done some things. So nice. I enjoy showing him the world and I want to continue to do that as he grows up.
Absolutely.
A part of me feels like we can wait till he get a little older though, so he'll have the memories. Because right now he's not going to remember.
Conceptually understand what's going on.
What's actually going on. But he's starting to even now be able to appreciate stuff more than he could like a year ago, even 6 months ago. But at any rate, I could go on vacation. I need most of my home pleasures though when I'm gone, when I'm away.
Comforts.
Yes, I need my comforts. I need my same channels because I want to, like you say, be able to sit down and binge watch.
Are you getting away or are you gonna sit and watch TV? Because you could have done that at home.
Too. I want to do that. I want to do it all.
How long you plan on being gone?
I want to be gone a while.
Because you want a whole day to just.
I want to be gone probably at least 7 days, and I probably want to spend at least 2 of them binge watching, eating, take a nap, and repeat.
Yeah,
on a cycle. Yeah,
put it on repeat.
With a beautiful view. That's why I got to get away because I could do that at home, but I want to see the when I open my balcony. Sit out there in the mornings, have my prayer time. Talk to the Lord, do my scriptures. Come on in, eat my breakfast, and when I wake up again. I need some good rest. I need to watch my shows. And then...
Because that's part of the recharge, I think, for us. I think we're both introverts.
Yes.
So I recharge in the solitude of, just like you say, watching a show or, just being with myself and doing whatever I want to do.
Do my word fine.
Yeah, and not have to worry about, are you comfortable? You want to watch this?
Yes.
Like for an introvert, I don't want to have to consider anybody else.
Yes.
I need to just be with me and what I like, and that's where I recharge at.
Sure.
So that I can then have a full battery to be like, okay, now are you good? Or what do you like? Or, really be in tune with another human being.
Yeah, so, that is really good. And that kind of is revelatory for me as to why I might feel so depleted some days because I'm always kind of, I'm always kind of pouring out and, making sure everybody else is good. Yeah. But I didn't think about it from the standpoint of being an introvert. Like maybe that's why, because I'm always trying to check on somebody else and I need to maybe check in more with myself because that's how I recharge. Just making sure that I'm good.
Yeah, you can't pour from an empty cup.
100%, all things but it's
Absolutely.
When you hear it, it's
and when you going all day, you don't really stop
thinking about what do I need right now? What am I, because it's always about something else.
Back in balance.
Yeah, exactly. So would love to have the nice view. That's why I got to get away to do it. And then the rest of the remaining 5 days, excursion, get out, see the sights, you know, and
Mhm.
really enjoy the place.
Absolutely.
But I need about 2 days.
2 days.
Where you just leave me alone. Leave me the hell alone, okay?
Is it just you? You say you have a nanny.
If I take my son, you know, it would be like me and my husband, and then we'd have a nanny.
Gotcha.
But to be honest, even if my husband come, I need a couple of days just by myself.
I feel
Even if he
that's
come,
the introvert.
Yes.
Because with my wife, like on my staycation,
yeah,
she got to get gone.
yeah,
I
yeah.
need you to move around. Like I say, she can come back during my staycation, but I need
Yeah.
a good day or two, just me.
Just me,
Yeah.
just me
Yeah.
by myself. You know, no slight to anybody else. We
Mm-mm.
introverts. You know, that's how.
And then
we,
I'm a better father. I'm a better husband
yes,
when I
yes.
have
When
what-
I
get
get
what I
that
need
time,
at that
exactly,
time. Yeah.
exactly. This next one I don't really have to ask, but like I don't know, is it salt on grits, salt or sugar? What is it, salt that they always debate on grits? Because to me it's only sugar, so I don't know
Yeah.
what we're supposed to, what the debate is about.
Yeah, like salt, pepper, cheese, more savory,
yeah, no
or sugar.
sugar.
I really could go either way.
Really,
But I'll say more restaurant. Restaurant tend to be like savory, like
yes,
salt,
they do.
pepper, shrimp. Great, like a gravy.
Yeah,
So I enjoy that if I'm out. If I'm at
Yes.
home, we talk just traditionally. You at home whipping up some
Yes.
grits,
yes,
sugar all the way.
yes. My answer is the exact
Sugar,
same. If I'm
yeah.
at a restaurant, savory
Mhm.
grits. That's all good.
Yeah,
But if we talking about just how do
Yeah,
you
but
make
yeah,
them
how do you
yourself
make
at
'em? Yeah.
home, sugar.
sugar.
And I
Yeah.
think that's because that's how we were raised.
Yeah,
If we were
we were
raised to eat them
raised-
the other way, I guess we
Yeah,
would.
yeah,
But
we were raised with sugar.
we were raised eating
I
sugar.
like mine running off the plate. They so
Yeah.
sugary.
Yeah,
They just lose all consistency and
and just be running.
become a stream of.
You know,
of
after I
grits.
had Duke, when Mama would come stay for like days, and she would make breakfast. Man, that was the best grits. She put a big old glop of butter.
Butter, yeah.
And then I put that sugar, some bacon.
Yeah, I
Oh
was
my
gonna say,
God, that
piece
was
of
the
bacon.
best breakfast.
Yes, indeed.
It was so
I be
good.
sopping up those grits with that bacon. Man, that's some
Yes.
good eating right
That
there.
is some good eating. That is some good eating.
Trying to tell you.
Okay. Would you rather be sweating or shivering?
Oh, the hot or cold
Hot or
question.
cold?
You know that I feel like I had what I felt was a definitive answer on this, and then I feel like I've changed in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'd rather be cold.
Really?
I think I'd rather be cold.
Yeah.
Because hot, I just be miserable, start to feel sick.
Yeah.
I think cold, I can probably hopefully just keep layering up and bundling up.
Yeah.
And, but when I'm in the cold, it's like, okay, I'm over this.
Yes.
I'm over this shit.
100%.
But I'm going to go with cold.
Yeah.
I'd rather shiver.
I think if I had to pick between the two, I agree with you. I'd probably go with shivering.
Yeah.
But I do not, let's be clear.
Yeah, right.
I do not like the
Let's
cold.
be clear. We are
like
from
that.
a tropical people,
Yes.
close to the equator.
Yeah. And then we live in Texas
And
where
then
it's
you're right.
warm.
Right.
So hot.
So,
Let me say hot.
yeah, I tell like a good
So-
day or two of being cold.
Yeah.
I'm over. I'm good on that.
I'm
you know.
good.
But I do prefer it. And, I don't like to sweat and like I say, I mean, it's just hot. You just feel bad to me. If
I
I
agree.
had to pick.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
being hot
Get
can
over
make you feel sick and
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah. No, I agree. We had gone to Niagara Falls, and it was like December, and when the sun was starting to set,
Ooh, I know.
I
it's
have
cold.
never felt cold like that before,
I'm sure.
and I could not take. I was like, I'm getting back on this bus.
Yeah.
And I don't have that kind of winter clothes even.
Right, I was
to,
gonna
I was
say,
like, I wasn't
were
even
you
dressed. And I
dressed?
called myself. I tried. I had on stockings. I had on socks. I had on shoes. Like for me, I had on a lot of stuff that I had. But in my possession, I don't own nothing for that kind of cold.
Nor do I think they really sell that kind of stuff here.
Not in these
mean,
in these parts. We
right.
don't need it.
Assuming you get online and order it.
Yeah.
But you're not going to really go in no store and find nothing suitable for that kind of weather.
Not at all. I'd have to
And-
buy it when I'm up
right,
there,
exactly.
for that. Or like you say, go online for those types of trips to
Mm,
have something like that.
yeah,
I was miserable.
I'm sure.
Oh my gosh. All right. Next one. Would you rather lose sleep or skip a meal? You done already skipped one today.
Right. I'm living that one out.
You living it.
And I mean, I lose sleep all the time. They kind of go hand in hand for me. I do a little bit of both, pretty much, on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But would I rather lose sleep or skip a meal? Shoot, you asking some hard questions. I probably would rather lose sleep.
Lose sleep.
Yeah, because when I'm hungry, like, you feel it. Like, my stomach ain't let up on me yet. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, I need to eat. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
But I kind of can go without sleep for a little bit. I can
Yeah.
drink a Red Bull. I can adapt.
Really? I'm kind of the opposite. I could skip a meal. I could go without eating Cause I do like fast a lot and stuff, so I think
yeah.
I'm just kind of
So
conditioned.
you
a
already
little bit.
conditioned, yeah.
Yeah, I can. Now, don't get me wrong. I love to eat, and I love my snacks and my meals. We eat on schedule around my parts in my house. But if I had to pick between the two, I don't really get the sleep I know I need. And if we talking about skipping a meal, I could do that. But I need some. I could go for sleep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. See, my appetite with the testosterone has increased.
Oh, okay.
So I think I'm just hungrier in general. And so, yeah, my food, I be looking for it.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Yeah.
And I think if I condition myself, like I have done fast or, I'm not eating right now kind of thing, but it take a good 2 or 3 days before I'm okay with that. Like the first 2 or 3 days are
They're
hard.
really hard.
They're
Yeah.
hard not eating.
Yeah, they are hard.
But once I get over that, then I could do it.
Yeah.
To your point of having, a lot of practice with fasting. But I'm not in that place. Feed me.
Feed
what
me,
my
Seymour.
Yeah, what my stomach say. I go back for seconds. Like it's to the point where my wife will just have a bowl of cereal sometimes so I can have enough.
Wow.
If she don't make enough food, like
Yeah.
you just eat, you get full. I'll eat cereal, like because I'm still hungry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Child. Well, look, this one. Then let's see what your answer gonna be. A store where every item is free, or a restaurant where every dish is calorie free.
Well, if it's calorie free, like it's lettuce or something.
Well, say you could eat whatever you want, but the dishes are calorie free. But a store where everything is free.
Now I'm gonna go with this. Well, yeah. Had you asked me this question about 20 years ago, I could go with calorie free because everything in the store is free anyway. Cause I'm just gonna steal it. But 5 finger discount.
We thank the Lord for deliverance.
But yes, I could have had both of them both ways. But when you're living right, you got to make choices.
Yes.
You go without and sacrifice some things. So I'm gonna say everything in the store though free.
Everything in the store.
I'm
free.
going straight to Gucci.
Yeah, that's good.
Or Burberry or something.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I like that. That makes me want to think about my answer more. Change my answer because I was thinking the restaurant where the dishes are calorie free because if I could eat calorie free, then the fashion's gonna fit right. I just go buy the fashions, but I know they already know I'm be looking good.
Meet me in Hermes.
In the fashions. So I was thinking kind of along the lines with the fashions, but I ain't,
Meet me on that side of the Galleria with all the designers.
We'll just go to the designer section, get it where it's free, and then we just have to be on a diet.
And then we just got to be on a
diet.
Go
back to skipping a meal like we talked about.
I'd rather that.
Okay.
I'd rather that.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thought. It's a good thought. Okay, well, I love me a good chicken wing.
Oh, yeah.
I love wings.
Who doesn't?
Flats or drums?
You know what? It's funny. Every answer got to be long. I'm sorry, but
well, that's me too. Cause it be conditioned. It ain't. We do not live in a black and white world.
We really don't. We really don't. We had wings last weekend, and my wife wanted our flats, and she was ordering on the phone for me to go pick up, and I was asking her. I said, "Well, ask them how much that is, because I know, they'll charge.
They do charge a little. Yes, they do.
If you want all flats,
get on my nerves.
And sure enough, the lady was like, "It's an extra $6." I was like, "Oh no."
They be like 50 cents or something,
$1. Most places I know.
Yeah.
But I'm like, not ask how much that is. So yeah, $6 for all flats.
Oh wow.
So now we good.
That's
just give us however many y'all was gonna give us, and we'll just eat these drums with it. So the cheap me, or the one that don't want to pay no premium just because I want flats, I do eat the drums, and I've gotten quite good and quite okay with eating them drums because I'm not paying extra for all flats.
Yeah.
So do I prefer a flat? Sure. But will I get on them drums all the same? Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
I'm all flats all the way.
Really?
But I'm not in counting that. If it was $6, I would have think about that. Yeah. But I think I want to say when I get them, I know they do charge me a premium, and I'm okay with that. But it's usually like $1 more or something like that.
Okay. So you order all flats. It's not that you the person that eat all the flats out and make everybody else eat
both.
them.
Both.
You ain't right.
Because what I
don't you think we want a flat too?
In
now.
my order, I order all flats, and then my husband he could go either way, so he just get his however they give him. I eat his flats out of his.
What? Nah, you crossing the line.
He get more than I get. So then I be through with
That
my
don't mean he don't want his flats.
And then the next day he have leftovers. I may not, cause I don't get a whole bunch of wings at one time. So I done ate all
Well,
mine.
you need to order
So
enough
then
where you
when
have
the next day
too.
when I go in there with some leftovers, I get his flats out of there too.
Now how you
Cause
know
he
don't
okay
want
with the drums. He'll eat the drums. So he
how
can
you
eat
know
the
he
rest
didn't want
of the
all
drums.
his wings?
Child.
You see, you
He
don't
can
care.
eat the drums.
You ain't worried
He
about
can
it.
I left him the drums.
You left him on his food. I
On his
left him
food.
the drums. He may want a flat or two just because he'll eat the drum. Don't mean he don't want a flat.
Flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone.
Okay, we'll see if that work both ways when you have something. See, this is why I had to stick up for him.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
it's we are one.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Where it's convenient.
in
That's how
covenant.
y'all are. You sound just like my wife.
so
Where it's
I can
convenient.
have a flat.
We
And
won.
sometimes
What's
I
mine is
ask.
yours. All that. When it's
Sometimes I
convenient.
ask,
Sometimes.
and sometimes if he there, now
If
sometimes he
ain't
don't be
he
there,
just
then I
be
gone
silent.
and
He
he
just
left
eat
his
his
food and gone. Because I also know too, my husband, he don't. Like he not like that about stuff like that. Like if I eat it, it's no big deal.
Yeah, I get that, but that don't mean he ain't want
That
his
don't
food.
mean he don't want his food. You right.
Show
You
that
right.
man some appreciation.
Because
for
I would
that.
feel away if he ate my food
Exactly.
and didn't ask me. But it don't bother him, so therefore
So
I know
good.
I have reign.
Okay.
And then
but
there are
make sure
things
you-
that may bother him that don't bother me that he know so.
Make sure you show. I appreciate how you let me eat your food. That go a long way with me.
Well, I'm gonna have to
'Cause
tell. I'm
you-
gonna
I
have to
get
let
all
him
your
know.
flats, and I really like flats. And you just so easy to sacrifice those for me and allow me to enjoy. Thank
I
you
have
for
no
that.
problem
Pour
letting him
into
know
that man. Pour
I
into
will.
that black man. Let him know.
I'm gonna let him know.
Black men everywhere giving up they flats.
I'm gonna let him know.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, baby, for letting me eat your flats. You heard it right here.
there you go.
Thank you. Do you would you rather be able to pause time or rewind time?
Ooh,
That's a hard one to
yeah.
me.
Well, that was not very hard for me.
You don't think
I'd
so?
rewind.
You rewind
I'd go
time.
back.
Really go back in time.
Mhm.
Wow. Why do you say that?
Just so many people, that we've loved and lost.
Yeah.
And if I could just hug them one more time.
Oh
or
yeah, for
just
sure.
sit with them one more time, laugh with them one more time.
Yeah.
I would ideally go back as I am today, an adult, the adult me, get to really experience them and appreciate them on a level I was not able to.
You're not capable of as
Right,
a child.
as a child.
Yeah, that's true.
But all the same, even if I had to be a child, if I'm rewinding to the point where I'm rewinding my age also, I would rewind.
Yeah.
I would get some of those experiences, some of those hugs and laughter
Mm-hmm.
and just joy back that I feel like has been lost over the years as with losing those people or just, the only constant is change. And there's been just a lot of change and the world's just so different now.
Yeah.
So I would just go back to that time.
I agree. I think that's a really, really good answer. That's a great answer, and I agree overall. I could see the advantages of being able to pause
Oh,
time because
hell
I would
yeah.
give me a nap. I would
I was
pause
just
it,
about to say,
go back to bed,
will
get
my
a nap,
alarm
and
go
then
off at 6:30?
take my baby to school and then come back and pause.
I will pause in a minute when my
Shoot.
alarm go off.
Yes.
Sleep another 2 or 3 hours and then
Yes.
press play.
Yes. The selfish me wants to pause time so I can
Absolutely.
get some more rest. But no, I would, if I had to choose between the two, I agree with you though. I would rewind.
Remember Out of This World when she used
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking when I found out. I said we
Yeah.
watched Out of This
Out of
World
This
growing
World.
up, and the girl could did
She
she do
could- then
this to
she-
stop it,
I
and then she
can't-
do
I
this?
think
I think
so.
it would
I
come
think
back,
that was the
and
stop
she would talk to
start.
her daddy through that little thing,
that little thing.
by her bedside. He was an alien on Mars
like,
or something.
now what?
Yeah, show that would not probably fly today because kids these
Probably
days
not.
probably have so many questions.
So many
We just
questions.
took it at face
I
value.
guess her daddy. Yeah. We were just
We
like,
was
okay.
just like, oh, okay, if that's what they selling, we okay,
Yeah. Whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good one to end it on.
Yeah,
On that
okay.
note, yeah, that
Okay.
was a really good response, and I would agree. Being able to love on those that we've lost, and
Mhm.
even have some of our greatest moments and experiences over
just,
again.
just
and
relive some of
just-
that.
yeah,
Man.
that would be wonderful. That would be a true gift.
Yeah.
A true gift.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt. And that's why you have to, cherish it because that's all we have is the now. This moment,
That's it. Yeah.
past and present.
Yeah, don't exist.
Don't really exist.
Yeah, in this realm, it's
just
only
right
right now.
Only right now.
That is so true. That is so true.
They exist in our past exists in our memory, but
Mhm.
it doesn't really
Yeah.
exist anymore.
Right. Man, that is good. Well, on that note, I guess it's time for us to close out.
Yeah.
Man, this was good. I'm
Yeah,
glad. I'm
I
glad
had
we
fun.
this time. Yeah, me too.
I enjoyed it.
Me too. So we're going to let y'all go. We're going to get up out of here. We're going to let y'all go. We want to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for watching or listening to this podcast. We had a lot of fun. We hope y'all did too. Where can they follow you or check you out on social media?
You know what? Coach Pharrell. I'm Coach Pharrell. Not I am. I am.
Okay.
Coach Pharrell on Instagram, Facebook. And that's my spiritual coaching. That's what I do. That's what I'm about. So check me out there.
That sounds good. That sounds good. I have a blog.
Yeah.
Say hello to MrsO.com is the blog site. Mrs. O, that's me. And yeah, I'm on Instagram. Hello to Mrs. O. You can find me there. So
yeah, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the podcast.
Please do.
Yes.
Please do.
If you like it, pass it on.
Yeah, we appreciate
Drop us a
appreciate
review.
that.
All those things. Let us know.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we'd love to hear from y'all. Drop us something in the comments. Say hi.
Mm-hmm.
We'd love to engage.
You can even call us twin. Can they call us twin?
They can call us
What's
twin.
up, twin?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
The two twins.
The two twins. I don't have a problem with that. Like we say, it is a part of our identity.
For
so
sure.
I'm certainly okay with being called twin. It's all good. I know it's all love.
It's all love.
All good.
Yep.
All right. Thanks.